kids, it's great to see you, and I'm excited that we're continuing this month's theme about God and how we can worship Him.
Hey, Pastor Steve.
Oh, hey Pascal, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, you know how I love popcorn, especially cheesy flavored popcorn. I'm afraid that at any moment I might run out, and then I would be so hungry. My tummy would grumble, and who knows how long it may be before I can get my little paws on another bag of white cheddar popcorn. I could starve overnight.
Wow, I could see how that would be really scary, Pascal. In fact, in today's Bible story, we'll see how Jesus talks to a group of people and they had a lot of fears. They were really worried that they would run out of food or not have clothes to wear, and Jesus could tell that they were really worried about this.
What did he do?
Well, he told them a story that had to do with birds and flowers, and that story reminded them about today's Bible point, that God loves to look after you.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what Jesus said.
Me too. So let's jump right in to our Bible story. Wherever Jesus went, lots of people went too. They loved being near him. Old people, young people, all kinds of people came to see Jesus. Sick people, well people, happy people, sad people, and worried people. Lots of them. Worrying about a lot of things. What if we don't get enough food or clothes? Or suppose we run out of money? What if there isn't enough and everything goes wrong and we won't be all right? What then? When Jesus saw all the people, his heart was filled with love for them. They were like a little flock of sheep that didn't have a shepherd to take care of them. So Jesus sat them all down, and he talked to them. The people sat quietly on the grassy mountainside and listened. From where they sat, they could see the blue lake glittering below them, and little fishing boats coming in from a night's catch. The spring air was fresh and clear.
See those birds over there?
Jesus said. Everyone looked. Little sparrows were pecking at seeds along the stony path.
Where do they get their food? Perhaps they have pantries all stocked up, cabinets full of food?
Everyone laughed. Who's seen a bird with a bag of groceries?
No,
Jesus said.
they don't need to worry about that, because God knows what they need, and He feeds them.
Why did the banana wear sunscreen at the beach? He didn't want to peel. That there was funny. Why was the nose feeling sad? He was tired of getting picked on. That made you laugh. Oh, it did. Funny. What do you call a silly doorbell? A ding-dong. Funny. Albert out. Peace.
See those birds over there?
Jesus said. Everyone looked. Little sparrows were pecking at seeds along the stony path.
Where do they get their food? Perhaps they have pantries all stocked up, cabinets full of food?
Everyone laughed. Who's seen a bird with a bag of groceries?
No,
Jesus said.
they don't need to worry about that, because God knows what they need, and He feeds them. And what about these wildflowers?
Everyone looked. All around them, flowers were growing. Anemones, daisies, pure white lilies.
Where do they get their lovely clothes? Do they make them? Or do they have to go to work every day so they can buy them? Do they have closets full of clothes?
Everyone laughed again. Who's ever seen a flower putting on a dress?
No,
Jesus said.
they don't need to worry about that, because God clothes them in royal robes of splendor. Not even a king is that well dressed.
They had never met a king, but as they gazed out over the lake, glittering and sparkling below them, the hillside dressed in reds, purples, and golds. They felt a great burden lift from their hearts. They could not imagine anything more beautiful.
Little flock,
Jesus said.
you are more important than the birds, more important than the flowers. The birds and the flowers don't sit and worry about things, and God doesn't want His children to worry either. God loves to look after the birds and the flowers, and He loves to look after you too.
Jesus knew that God would always love and watch over the world He had made. Everything in it. Birds, flowers, trees, animals, everything. And most of all, His children. Even though people had forgotten, the birds and the flowers hadn't forgotten. They still knew their song. It was a song all of God's creation had sung to Him from the very beginning. It was a song people's hearts were made to sing. God made us. He loves us. He is very pleased with us. It is why Jesus had come into the world, to sing them that wonderful song, to sing it not only with His voice, but with His whole life, so that God's children could remember it and join and sing it too. And that's our story.
Wow, I never really thought about how God really does take care of everything. He always makes sure that the birds have food and the flowers look beautiful. And He really cares about us, so we shouldn't have to worry about anything.
That's right, Pascal, and that's our Bible point for today. God loves to look after you.
Hey, Pastor Steve,
What's that?
you should give Miss Amy some flowers right away.
Oh, really? Why is that, Pascal?
Because our story said that God made the flowers so beautiful, and you're always talking about how beautiful Miss Amy is. It just makes sense.
That's a great idea, Pascal. I think Miss Amy does deserve some flowers. Have an adventurous week, everyone.
So hey Adventure Kids, this is a part of the show where you send in your questions to me, Jake, and I answer them. So let me grab my mailbag. Hi Jake, why did God make animals? From Eliora. I love that question. First of all, we know that when God created animals, He stepped back and looked at what He created and said they were good. So God enjoys having animals around. And I think animals teach us a few things about God. First, animals show us how creative God is. Some animals fly, some swim, some are furry, some have feathers, some roar, some bark, some have long necks, some have long tails. God is super creative. Secondly, animals remind us that God takes care of everything. Think about all the animals out there. And God makes sure they have enough food and a place to live and everything they need to be alive. That's pretty cool. Third, animals are something we can enjoy. Lots of people have pets that they really love, and that's a gift from a loving God. Great question. Hi Jake, how tall can you stack a Lego tower? From Grayson. Well, that is a good question. Let's find out. Aw, not very tall, but I can stack a Lego tower. I thought I was gonna get a lot higher than that. You let me down, Legos! I'd love for you guys to post your Lego towers on our Adventure Kids Facebook group. So remember, if you have questions for me, Jake, just go to the website takeawaywithjake.com and I'll be happy to answer your questions right here on the show.